Hello, I'm here today to talk about navigating life after your Mace Energy Method foundation sessions because I have lots of conversations with people, especially people who've been in all sorts of other areas of personal and spiritual development, who are kind of like, oh, well, how do I do this now? Like, how do I do life now? How do I know if something's coming up that is for clearing with Mace? And how do I know it's just a bit of a difficult situation? And so the thing that I'm going to be pointing you back to is the fact that it's all about how you feel. So the same way as at the beginning of the foundation sessions, we're talking about the fact that this isn't a talk therapy. We don't mind where this happened, when this happened, what happened, who was there. It doesn't matter, does not matter. All those details do not matter because what matters is how you felt in that moment. And it's the same now. What matters is how you feel in every moment. That is your guidance system. That is your navigation system. Because all you ever actually really want is to feel okay in yourself with whatever's happening in the world. And maybe you've already had some glimpses and experiences of that since your foundation session, or perhaps you've seen some things, done some things, experienced some things where in the past you would have reacted. Whereas now you're feeling okay in yourself, and now you're getting to respond. That's exactly it. That is exactly your navigation system that tells you, I'm okay, I can handle this, I know what to do next, I'm going to take the next step, I'm going to have that conversation, I'm going to whatever. You're just feeling okay in yourself, moving step by step by step, next thing, next thing, next thing. Perfect. That's exactly what we're here and what we're designed for. And sometimes after the foundation session, there can still be negativity and resistances that come up, resisted feelings, negative identities, which don't feel good. They are what create reaction. They are what create the feeling of, I am not okay. I am not safe. And that's what leads you into that reactive reaction. I've got no other word for it. But bearing in mind, the reaction isn't always an outward, can't believe this. Oh, this is so frustrating. It doesn't always mean an expression to you inside yourself or in the world. A reactive expression, it can also be a reaction of stasis, uncertainty, doubt. I don't know what to do. What do I do next? Is this the right thing to do? It can also be a reaction of retreat, where the thing looks, oh, that looks a bit scary, that looks a bit dangerous. Let's just not go that direction. All of those are different forms of reaction. The information is in the feeling of it. Always, always in the feeling of it. If you go inside and check within, in that experience, in that situation, you'll tell. You'll be able to tell if this is a reaction or if this is a response. And so that is the barometer. That is the indicator of, is there something here to take to Mace or is there not? And please be really clear, this doesn't mean you can't be angry. You can be angry and actually feel incredibly grounded, incredibly okay in yourself, incredibly quiet on the inside. But there is a very natural force of anger, which is very appropriate in some situations. It's one that we're often very confused about because most of us were told when we were younger that anger wasn't okay. So many of us have repressed it. And so as you continue to clear through the Mace energy process, you may well find that anger comes out more easily. I know for me, it was quite a surprise to start to experience anger in a very clean and clear way. Like, oh, why that's different. I've not had that before, but it feels so right. It feels so appropriate. And when we're not resisting it or reacting against it, then it can flow through and then things continue to move on to the next iteration, the next step in life. That's how things are naturally designed. And so yeah, so what you'll see is you're moving into an experience of all emotions being included, all emotions are being allowed. For example, yesterday I felt disappointment at something where we'd made an agreement with somebody with the building work we're doing, and then yesterday they changed that agreement and said, oh no, we're not going to make that date. And there was a feeling of disappointment in me, which in the past would have been rejected, it would have been resisted, that would have looked dangerous and felt dangerous. It would have been, I'd have tried to resist it, which of course makes it persist, and of course then has us go into a whole other level of thoughts and feelings and yuckiness. Whereas yesterday, there could just be disappointment that that's what's happening and that's how they've handled this situation. Another occasion, there was anger at something which had been done that was not to the standard that we expected. And so anger was allowed. There was also an occasion of anger when my husband made a change that I didn't agree with. And I literally went into the lounge and I stamped my feet and I went, oh my God, this is so annoying. I am so annoyed. But that was exactly what was needed because then the anger could move through and then things continued. And in fact, it all looked, in the end, it was perfect. The change that he made was absolutely perfect. It didn't stop the anger not being allowed. You might even see places where there's opportunities for delight that are surprising compared to where perhaps delight hasn't been allowed in the past. And again, you'll notice when there's natural, joyful, easeful expression of delight and how good that feels. And then your information barometer will be there. If there's any kind of yuckiness with enjoying the moment, with celebrating something with feeling that delight in that moment, if there's any yuckiness still around, if there's any negative identity still around, if there's any resistance to that experience of delight still around, then you will get that information. You will feel that yuckiness on the inside. And that is the stuff that you bring to Mace. We have subsequent sessions for this very, very reason. So if you're noticing places where you're seeing that easeful expression of a broader range of emotions, amazing. That is the real you in alignment with how you're feeling in that moment, whichever emotion is moving through in that moment. If there are times and places where you're feeling a reaction or a resistance, then that's where there is some other negative identity, some other resisted feeling, which we can absolutely handle with a Mace subsequent session. Now, I have those available for you on the website. So if you're interested, please use the links below to book yourself in, and I'd love to see you again. All right, lots of love. Take care.